I always wanted to be a hero, but it wasn't until this day that I actually became a hero. I became a YouTube hero. And no, just anyway, so this is a movie. And as you can see, this isn't the start of the movie. No. This is right at the end, basically. This isn't the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of the story. But it's at the end as well. And all the stories before it start right here at the end. So let's go back to the beginning. It was 1953. The Cold War had ended. I was just a rich girl. I liked what I liked. And I did what I didn't want to like, but I did it anyway. And then I was executed. Basically. I came to this big wide city here and I was amazed by the lights. I was amazed by the coppers and how protective and security-ly I felt. It was a strange year. It was 1952. I didn't know a lot of people back then. I was just a poor little rich girl. I didn't really have much of a life at this point. I worked really hard. I wasn't even sure if I was living anymore. Prelude. City after city, I realized I couldn't find my place. Until this very day, I saw a monster. I saw a monster in the distance. I know that sounds silly, but I rang the bell. I alarmed everybody. I was like, hey guys, there's a freaking monster out there. None of them believed me. None of them even looked when I told them about it. I could see the monster was growing closely, and it was being shot by their protective source. I ran over to see if they needed help, but by the time I got over there, it was almost too late. As I stood there in fear and waited, it was way too late. He was destroyed by the monster's fierce blast, and he died that day. And I ran over to there and I realized we couldn't fix it quick enough. Before we knew it, it was too late. The monster came back that night and gathered with his friends, and they were gonna kill us all. I only did what I thought I should do. I did what I thought was right. To this day, no one agrees with me, but I say it was still good that I pulled out my bazooka. I tried to defend the city, but instead I accidentally shot the city, guys. I accidentally shot it. And it's still a movie, it's not a tutorial. It's not a review. Hang on. Scene 2. Action. I was arrested that night. The cop was like, what do you think you're doing? You're shooting our town. You son of a gun. And I said, no, it's my gun. He didn't listen. Immediately he put me in a jail. He didn't even say anything, he just walked away. Went on with his day like nothing had happened. Meanwhile, the monster was growing closer. And there was only one gunman on that. And my bazooka is like 30 points. It's 30 attack damage. They really should let me out, I felt, and they just didn't let me out, guys. It was definitely not good situation occurring. This is fully scripted, so don't judge. Okay, and the monster got closer, and he started to draw the life energy from the earth to make. He was making he was making. No, it isn't. It's a spirit bomb, guys. He's making a spirit bomb. It was too late. It was the end. Everyone in the town but me died. I was protected, ironically, by the cage that kept me alive. It was also the cage that kept me a slave to death. As the monster got closer and closer, there was not a lot I could do but hope that the cage that once suppressed me would save my life. And I peed a little at this point. And then the worst thing happened. It basically knocked my cage around a bit, and it hurt. And yeah, it hurt a lot. I couldn't get out. You can see me trying to get out at this point, guys. Back at home watching this video. I couldn't get out. There was no way out. out. So the movie continues. As I struggled to get out, the monster had finally left. I eventually just got out, somehow. Just got out, basically. It's some sort of code. It wasn't over yet. As far as I was concerned, I could still protect the town with my bazooka. So I got out my bazooka, and I shot the dinosaur in the back. I shot him again in the back. Shot him so many times. It was a wondrous occasion. I finally won. I saved the town. I saved my dignity. And the town was praising me. They were so happy. They were like, "Hey, Seraphim, you can have the spoils." And I was like, "Thanks." And so I did. I spent the next few years here, this town, digging away, collecting my spoils. This is where I got to know Timothy, and Marjorie. Also got to know Andy, and Donison, and Hewitt, and Jennifer, and Love, and Doxymoron. I got to know all of them, piece by piece. Those were the days. Things were good. I had my spoils. I was a rich man. I had respect. I saved the planet. Spent a lot of time there. I grew stronger. I become a man, basically. I never let up. I just kept digging, and I never looked back. And I never looked up, except for that moment when I was looking out of the hole. But anyway, this game's amazing, guys. I can't keep up to the charade. It's not a movie. It's not a movie! I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. 8 years later, literally, I then realized that I was happy here. I had my friends. And me and Aki, we used to hang out here a lot. We'd just swing. And like, sometimes we'd play this game to see who could jump the furthest. Week after week I saw this guy here, we were good friends. And one day he just didn't turn up. I came there and the swing was empty, to my horror. I never really found out what happened to him, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'm pretty sure he died. And I never saw him again. He was like a brother to me. And then I moved 2 towns away. I couldn't handle it anymore, to see that empty swing. Dead Timothy's mum, dead Timothy. Too much dead for me, I thought. So I decided to go to war. To kill what was left of those giants that took everything away from me. I was very upset. I was upset for weeks. As I drove past my spoils, I realized there was something strange in the distance. I couldn't leave just yet. And an anomaly occurred. It was like some sort of human face coming out of the ground. I'm not even kidding, it actually occurred. And it was like rumbling. And I thought to myself, oh my god, look at all the spoils. I'm gonna go to town on this. And so I did. I was completely distracted. I got out my saw and I went to town. Straight in the head. I was kinda hoping I would see a brain, but instead what I saw in the distance horrified me, guys. It reminded me about 8 years ago when the monster came. I saw a monster in the distance and I knew I had to go. As you can see in the distance, it's walking closer. I didn't want to stick my nose in it this time. I wanted to not be so nosy. I decided to hide instead in this nose. And who knows? I might even survive, I thought. But I fought wrong. I fought wrong, guys. I fought wrong and I wasn't thinking right. Because what happened next is the worst thing of all. I freaking just died. Oh yeah, that's right, I fell through the nostril, died, hit the ground. Pretty much just died this way. This is how I died, this is how the movie started. I didn't die heroically, I'm not a hero. I'm not a YouTube hero. I think this is